Imagine this. You finally achieve something you have been working toward for years. People start praising you. Your friends notice you. Your family feels proud. Your name starts getting attention. And then, slowly, something changes. You stop learning. You stop listening. You start believing that you already know enough. You become more focused on proving yourself than improving yourself. That invisible force is called ego. And the dangerous thing about ego is that it doesn't always look like arrogance. Sometimes ego looks like ambition. Sometimes it looks like confidence. Sometimes it even looks like success. But deep inside, ego whispers, "I deserve more. I am better than them. People should recognize me. I already know this." Ryan Holiday's book Ego is the Enemy teaches a powerful lesson. Your biggest obstacle may not be failure. It may be the version of yourself that believes you cannot fail. Today, let's understand how ego quietly destroys our growth, and how we can defeat it. What is ego? When we hear the word ego, we usually imagine someone arrogant. But ego is much deeper than that. Ego is the voice inside us that wants to feel important. It wants recognition. It wants attention. It wants to be right. It wants success without patience. And most importantly, ego wants other people to know that we are successful. Think about a student who gets excellent marks. Instead of thinking, "How can I learn more?" he thinks, "I'm smarter than everyone else." That thought feels good, but it can become dangerous. Because once you believe you are already the best, you stop doing the things that made you good in the first place. The same happens in careers. The same happens in business. The same happens on YouTube. The same happens in relationships. Ego makes us fall in love with the image of success instead of the process of becoming successful. Ryan Holiday divides this journey into 3 stages: aspiration, success, failure. At every stage, ego tries to control us. Let's begin with the first stage, aspiration. When you are starting something new, you have a dream. You want to become successful. You want to build a career. You want to start a business. You want to create a YouTube channel. You want to become financially independent. Ambition is powerful. But there is a difference between ambition and ego. Ambition says, "I want to become better." Ego says, "I want everyone to know that I am better." That's a huge difference. Imagine 2 people starting a business. The first person spends months learning. He studies customers. He learns from competitors. He listens to feedback. He improves his product. The second person spends most of his time talking about his future success. He tells everyone about his plans. He imagines becoming rich. He posts motivational quotes. But he doesn't do the difficult work. Why? Because talking about success gives the ego a temporary reward. You feel successful before actually becoming successful. This is one of the biggest traps of modern life. We announce our goals. We talk about our dreams. We imagine our future. And our brain sometimes gives us the emotional satisfaction of achievement, even though we haven't achieved anything yet. That's why one of the most important lessons from this book is, talk less, work more. You don't need everyone to know what you're building. You need to build it. Become a student. When you are beginning your journey, your ego wants to prove that you are talented. But the better approach is to become a student. Be curious. Ask questions. Listen. Learn from people who know more than you. Don't be embarrassed to say, "I don't know." Those 3 words can make you stronger. Because when you admit that you don't know something, you create space to learn. Imagine entering a new job. Your ego might say, "I don't need anyone's help." But humility says, "Show me how this works." Your ego might say, "I already know this." Humility says, "What can I learn from this person?" This mindset can accelerate your growth. The people who improve fastest are often not the people who believe they know everything. They are the people who remain students. Don't confuse talking with doing. We live in an age where it's easy to look productive. You can watch hundreds of motivational videos. Read dozens of books. Create plans. Make vision boards. Write goals. Talk about your future. But none of these things create results by themselves. Knowledge without action is entertainment. You don't become fit by watching fitness videos. You don't become wealthy by watching investment videos. You don't become a great speaker by reading about communication. And you don't become successful by constantly talking about success. At some point, you have to do the work. Quietly. Repeatedly. Even when nobody notices. That's where real progress happens. Success. The most dangerous stage. Now imagine your hard work finally pays off. You succeed. Your channel grows. Your business makes money. Your career improves. People start complimenting you. This feels amazing. But success creates a new danger. Ego starts telling you that you are special. You start believing your success proves that you are smarter than everyone else. You stop accepting criticism. You stop learning. You become attached to your identity. And eventually, the habits that created your success disappear. This is why success can sometimes be more dangerous than failure. Failure teaches humility. Success can create arrogance. When you fail, you know you need to improve. When you succeed, you may believe you don't. So when success comes, don't ask, "How great am I?" What can I improve next? Remember the work. One powerful way to control ego is to remember where you came from. Remember the days when nobody believed in you. Remember the mistakes. Remember the people who helped you. Remember the skills you didn't have. Remember how much you still don't know. This doesn't mean you should hate yourself. It means you should stay grounded. If you become successful, don't let success convince you that you no longer need discipline. Your success was built through small actions. Protect those actions. Stop needing validation. Ego loves recognition. It wants likes, views, comments, followers, awards, praise. But if your happiness depends on other people's approval, you give them control over your emotions. One day someone praises you. You feel powerful. The next day someone criticizes you. You feel worthless. That's an emotional roller coaster. Instead, build internal standards. Ask yourself, did I do my best today? Did I learn something? Did I improve? Did I keep my promises to myself? Those questions are more important than applause. Because applause is temporary. Character remains. Failure, when everything falls apart. Now we reach the third stage. Failure. You worked hard. You tried. But it didn't work. Maybe your business failed. Maybe you lost money. Maybe you didn't get the job. Maybe your relationship ended. Maybe your YouTube video received almost no views. Failure hurts. And ego makes it worse. Ego says, everyone will think I'm a failure. I need to prove them wrong. This shouldn't have happened to me. But humility asks a different question. What can this failure teach me? That question changes everything. Failure becomes information. A failed project can teach you what doesn't work. A rejection can show you what skills you need. A bad decision can become a lesson. A mistake can become experience. Failure doesn't have to be your identity. It can be your teacher. Don't let failure become your identity. There is another form of ego that people often miss. It's not arrogance. It's self-pity. Someone fails once and starts thinking, I'm unlucky. I'm not talented. Nothing works for me. I'm a failure. That is also ego. Why? Because you are making yourself the center of the story. Instead of asking what happened, you're creating a dramatic identity around yourself. You are not your failure. You are not your success. You are the person who keeps learning from both. That is a much stronger identity. The power of humility. Humility doesn't mean thinking you're worthless. It means you don't need to constantly prove your worth. You can be confident and humble at the same time. You can know your strengths without believing you're superior. You can accept compliments without becoming addicted to them. You can accept criticism without allowing it to destroy you. Humility says, I have more to learn. And that sentence can completely change your life. Because the moment you believe you have nothing left to learn, your growth begins to slow down. Work that speaks for you. One of the strongest ideas from ego is the enemy is simple. Let your work speak for you. You don't need to announce every achievement. You don't need to tell everyone how hard you're working. You don't need to constantly explain your potential. Do the work. Improve your skills. Create value. Let the results become your introduction. Imagine two people. One constantly says, I'm going to become successful. The other says nothing and works every day. After 5 years, their results will speak louder than their words. The world doesn't reward potential forever. Eventually, it rewards execution. Practical ways to defeat your ego. So how can you apply these lessons in everyday life? Here are 5 simple practices. 1. Become a student. Every day, learn something from someone. Never assume you know everything. 2. Talk less about your goals. Spend more time working on them. Private progress is still progress. 3. Accept criticism. Instead of immediately defending yourself, ask, is there something useful here? 4. Separate yourself from success and failure. You are not your achievements. You are not your mistakes. You are the person learning through them. 5. Focus on the process. Don't obsess over applause. Focus on becoming better every day. There is a strange enemy living inside all of us. It doesn't look like an enemy. It sounds like confidence. It feels like ambition. It tells us that we deserve recognition. It tells us that we are better than others. It tells us that failure is beneath us. And sometimes, it tells us that we already know enough. That enemy is ego. But you don't have to destroy your ambition. You don't have to stop dreaming. You don't have to become less confident. You simply need to stop allowing your ego to control your journey. When you're starting, stay humble. When you're succeeding, stay grounded. When you're failing, stay patient. And throughout your entire life, remain a student. Because the moment you stop trying to prove yourself, you become free to improve yourself. Remember this. Your goal is not to look successful. Your goal is to become valuable. Your goal is not to make people admire you. Your goal is to build something meaningful. Your goal is not to be better than everyone else. Your goal is to become better than the person you were yesterday. So keep working. Keep learning. Keep improving. And when the world finally notices your success, let your character be strong enough to handle it. Because sometimes, the greatest victory isn't defeating your competition. It's defeating the ego inside you. If this book summary gave you a new perspective, subscribe to the channel for more powerful self-improvement and life-changing book summaries. And remember, stay humble. Do the work. Let the results speak.